If you are a foreigner, Vietnam has a special surprise for you. No ID, no access. I say it's a total loss of privacy and a setup for control. Miss it and you'll be stuck in immigration. Airports shut down, flights grounded. Not dictated by the OECD, where one late payment dings your score. What's for sure is Vietnam is the test and America is next. I've seen this movie in other countries. The trailer says efficiency, the plot twist is control, leaving room for abuse. Vietnam sells this as part of Agenda 2045, and the fallout was apocalyptic. This exposes the trap. One glitch and you're practically locked out of your own life. Picture this, you are sipping your cafe sedan in Saigon and scrolling your banking app, and boom, your bank account vanishes in thin air. No email, no warning, just a digital black hole where your money used to be. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, for millions in Vietnam, it's a reality, as Vietnam wiped out over 86 million bank accounts. That's right, 86 million. The official narrative says it's about security and efficiency, but come on. This screams of the World Economic Forum playbook, a stealth strike in the Great Reset Wars. Remember when Vietnam fired 245,000 officials overnight and called it efficiency? And when Vietnam issued the gas vehicle ban starting in 2026? This is the next chapter in Vietnam surrendering to the Great Reset and the globalists' agenda. And it's happening faster than a motorbike dodging traffic on Wingway Street. Stick around as we're exposing today about what's going on, why this can be a trap, and what are the workarounds. If you're an expat, investor, or someone who just cares about freedom, you definitely don't want to miss this, so let's get started. So here's the deal. Vietnam State Bank of Vietnam, or SBV, launched a massive cleanup operation. They cross-checked over 200 million bank accounts against the National Biometric Database. The result? Over 86 million accounts got banned or deleted. These are accounts that have not been biometrically verified by fingerprints or facial scans, or once are laid dormant like forgotten dead gifts. The SBV says it's to fight fraud and boost digital payment security. On the surface, sure, who doesn't want less scams? But dig a little and you see it's tied to Project 06, Vietnam's big push for a national digital ID system. Every citizen is now chipped into the matrix. Your taxes, medical records, spending habits, all linked up. They say it's for faster transactions and less paperwork. I say it's a total loss of privacy and a setup for control that will make Uncle Sam jealous. My name is Ken Duong, international and business immigration attorney with over 16 years of experience helping individuals and companies relocate all over the world, invest, and live, especially here in Vietnam. I've seen this movie in other countries. The trailer says efficiency, the plot twist is control. This cleanup is not stopping at locals. If you are a foreigner, Vietnam has a special surprise for you, and it's not extra spring rolls. Foreigners, listen up. Vietnam just finished a 50-day campaign from July 1st to August 19th, pushing digital IDs on any foreigner with a temporary residence card or permanent residency. We're talking about level 2 VNeID accounts via the app, complete with facial photos, fingerprints, and your passport details. So what does that buy you? Banking, apartment rentals, public services, and a smoother residence procedure. But here's the catch. No ID, no access. Your face and prints now linked to everything. One glitch and you're practically locked out of your own life. Take John, an American expat in Hanoi I know. He tried to renew his visa without it, and bam, delays piled up like rush hour traffic. Vietnam sells this as part of Agenda 2045. High income, high technology, but at what cost? Biometric cleanup banking? Sure, but they trap you in the database forever, where one wrong move can flag you as a risk. If you're moving here, we help clients secure TRCs and set up clean paperwork paths. Quietly, no drama. But this ID mandate, it's spreading like street food stalls, and not just Vietnam is feeling the squeeze. Jump over to Thailand and you'll see the same script playing out, with even more drama for expats. Thailand is rolling into their second phase of the digital IDs, mandating biometrics for work permits, visas, and banking. One British I talked to is facing a 2-month banking delay because his facial scan didn't match. Turns out the system flagged his beard as suspicious. Thailand is ahead of Vietnam, requiring digital arrival cards since May 1st, 2025 for all foreigners. Miss it, and you'll be stuck in immigration. Is this a Southeast Asia domino effect, where one country's mandate inspires the next? Or is it part of a bigger agenda, whispered in globalist circles? Either way, Vietnam is copying the playbook, but faster. And if Thailand's mess is any sign, that's a recipe for chaos. Speaking of chaos, imagine if the power cuts out in this digital wonderland. It happened in Europe, and the fallout was apocalyptic. Now let's see what a real blackout does to a cashless society. Just a few months ago, a massive blackout in Spain and Portugal turned modern life into a Stone Age farce. Tens of millions of people went dark. Roughly 31 gigawatts dropped. That is about 60% of Spain's grid. Over 55 million people went dark for 10 hours, some longer. Airports shut down, flights grounded. Hospitals scrambled on backup, surgeries canceled, life support machines teetering. Telecoms crashed, no phones, no internet, no Netflix binges to pass the time. But the real kicker, banking and payments imploded. OS terminals died. ATMs died. Businesses went cash only, but with limited cash on hand, many businesses just closed shop. Consumer spending in Spain plummeted by 34%. Economic activity only achieved 55% of normal, and losses topped over $454 million in a day. This exposes the trap. Over-rely on digital and one search wipes it all. Do we really want this for Vietnam? While technology is great, do you want the overreach of the World Economic Forum, which dictates what policies Vietnam must adopt? Why shove this brittle setup? Maybe some of the higher-ups in Vietnam rub shoulders with the WEF crowd in Davos, and now the WEF agenda is rolling like clockwork. Before probing puppeteers, let's take a break. 80% of you watching this are not subscribed. It's like going cashless on Blackout Day. Tap subscribe and the bell so the algorithm does not clean up this channel like they cleaned up the bank accounts. Let's be honest, you won't get better analysis on Vietnam like this anywhere else. Now about that script that they say the government's not following. Digital IDs, KYC, know your customers, and banks flirting with digital currencies. It all seems strangely coordinated. Coincidence or choreography? Right after high-level officials from Vietnam showed up at Davos for the WEF's 55th annual meeting in January 2025 for a second year in a row, we get this bank cleanup and digital ID blitz. The European Central Bank prepping a digital euro for October 2025, with Christine Lagarde warning that it's a digital note with less anonymity. Is it surveillance in disguise? What's apparent, it's a total OECD power grab by the World Economic Forum that the Vietnamese people did not ask for. Vietnam's aligning, delete unverified accounts, force biometrics, and link all to Agenda 2045. Great reset vibes? Absolutely. It's the same playbook that is centralized power under efficiency. Is Vietnam buying into Klaus Schwab's and the Western OECD's dream, or just following orders? You decide. But the timing stinks like overripe durian. Let me remind you that Vietnam is one of the last countries that does not exchange banking information based on the AEOI protocol, Automatic Exchange of Information, or the AEOI, which is a global system whereby countries share foreigners' bank information in order to fight against the so-called tax evasion. Vietnam has signed the agreements to join, but it has not started exchanging information yet. It means that foreigner bank account details in Vietnam still stay in Vietnam right now. And we personally would like Vietnam's sovereignty to be respected, independent, and not dictated by the OECD. On paper, Vietnam's digital push has perks. Efficiency skyrockets, fraud drops, with biometrics verifying 120 million accounts already. Economic growth, Agenda 2045, aiming for high income status by 2045, with streamlined banking drawing investors like Samsung. Less paperwork means faster loans for small businesses, like a Hanoi coffee shop getting funds without endless stamps. But the cons pile up like unpaid bills. Privacy creeps in. Your spending habits tracked, maybe tied to a credit system like China's, where one late payment dings your score. Exclusion risk hit hard where rural folks do not have smartphones or reliable internet get left behind, unable to bank or access services. Blackouts, we saw Spain's mess, with Vietnam's grid not being bulletproof. Blackouts very common. Power concentration, a few elites controlling the data, leaving room for abuse. Good for big business and Samsung factories? Yes, they get quick approvals. But for the average Joe slurping noodles, maybe not. You trade freedom for convenience, slipping into the matrix, where one policy flip locks you out. So if this is the future, what can you do to stay ahead? First, practical steps. If you bank in Vietnam now, complete your biometric verification. Scan your face or print at the branch. Test your login with a small transfer to make sure it is active, not just open. Expats, grab that level 2 VNE-ID if eligible. It beats getting frozen out. Keep backups, 2 banks and a non-bank like Momo, and some cash like 500,000 stashed away. Businesses, add POS redundancy with offline queuing. Enforce a cash drawer policy and a plan generator like that cafe in District 1 that stayed open during last year's brownout. But don't stop there. If you want to resist the matrix, it starts with you. Show the example. Stick to cash for your everyday buys. Buy your banh mi the old way and encourage your friends and family to do the same. Skip the QR convenience. It's the gateway to total control, where your latte purchase flags your carbon footprint. Organize locally, chatting with your neighbors about keeping cash alive. And if you're investing or moving into Vietnam, our team at Duong Global can help navigate TRCs, businesses, and citizenships without falling into traps. Click the description below to contact us. In the end, Vietnam's at a crossroad. Digital dream or dystopian nightmare. Vietnam just wiped out 86 million bank accounts, forcing biometrics and digital IDs on foreigners and locals alike. It's sold as progress, but WEF fingerprints, blackout risks, and privacy pitfalls scream otherwise. This isn't efficiency, it's control. Phase 3, after the job cuts and gas ban. Will Agenda 2045 deliver prosperity or just surveillance? The choice is yours. What's for sure is Vietnam is the test and America is next. Drop your verdict in the comments below before your account gets cleaned up. Another thing's for sure, you won't find this unfiltered truth anywhere else. Subscribe, share, and support us to keep the resistance going. So on behalf of Duong Global, my name is Ken Duong. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.